Kelly from Kellyscards.ca, and I'm happy that you could join me for this 5th card of 6 in this July card kit series. So to start out with, you'll get a black card base and a blue card mat. And to add some different type of embellishment, I thought we could do some piercing and put in some brads. So what I'm going to do is I have this Stampin' Up! Piercing kit, and I just have a regular piercing mat from We Are Memory Keepers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my card mat and I'm going to do 3 different holes down to add the brads. So I'm going to just do it every second hole on the corner here, just so that the brads have a spot to go and they're not right beside each other. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the brads. Now I've chosen to do 2 black brads and a really fancy pink one, and when you see the rest of the kit you will understand why. So yeah, we'll just put them in just like so. Okay, and we've got this, and there we've got, if it isn't quite lined up, you can just move it over with your finger like that. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to put it at a bit of an angle like this. So now that these brads are in and they're not going through the card, this way it'll be able to lay flat. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere our card mat to our card base. So I'm just going to use some score tape along the edges. It's really important, if you pierce your brads into your mat like this, that you use a pretty strong adhesive to adhere your mat down, just because those metal pieces are a little bit higher obviously than the paper. So I just like to run a little piece over the top, just like that. Now I'm going to take all the edges off. And you can tuck your little ends of adhesive around so that they don't stick out. And now what I want to do is I want to put this at an angle. So I actually cut this mat a little bit smaller than I normally would on an A2 size card, so that I could do this angle and see a little bit of black. So this is going to go like this. You can angle it any way you like. And then we're just going to rub. So now we've got that here. We've got the brads in there. We've got the piece down on the angle. Some of the other things in the kit, you'll find this tag, which goes perfectly, some pink ribbon, a butterfly. So you receive this butterfly, and what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cut it out with your scissors. You don't have to cut out these 2 black antennas because they're so skinny you probably won't be able to cut them out, and that's fine. I think it looks great without it. So yeah, just take your scissors and cut all the way around your butterfly, and then once that is cut out, we're ready to assemble the card. You're going to get 2 black die cuts of this smile, and you're going to get this pink smile. Now I've already adhered the 2 blacks on top of each other. You can just use a little bit of wet glue and adhere it, but for right now we are going to add the pink, and to do that I am going to use a little of this Studio Matte Medium. It's in the matte finish, so if I mess up a little bit it won't be shiny like most adhesives. Just move our card out of the way. So when you have a die cut, it's such a flat piece of paper, but if you cut many pieces and then layer them up, they will get thicker. And in some cases, I've actually die cut 6 die cuts and put them all on top of each other, and it's like almost as thick as chipboard. So try that out. We can basically adhere it flat on. Here, we'll show you flat on where you won't see any of the black. But what I thought would be really cool is if we adhered it with a slight offness so that you'd see a bit of the black sticking out and it would look like a bit of a shadow. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it now so that when we do the rest of the card to adhere it, that it will all be dry and we'll be ready to go. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this adhesive all along here. also using a wet glue like this will help to move your die cut around before it gets stuck. If you use a tape glue, once you put it down, it's pretty much down. So I'm just gonna start moving it so we see a bit of that shadow, not too much, but a little bit. And then I'm just gonna put it down. Just give it some pressure. And you can see how nice that looks with just a little bit of the black sticking out, but you can definitely more see the pink. And that's gonna help that pop right off the card. Okay, so you'll get this tag and a pink ribbon, and you can, a lot of people feed it front to back. You can feed it however you prefer the way it looks. I like to feed it from the back, and then I'm going to just pull the tags through here. And then I'm just going to pull like that. And then with my scissors, I'm just going to trim the edges at an angle, just for something a little bit more decorative. And yeah, there is my tag. Now, we could put this up on Pop Dots. I think I would like to put it up on Pop Dots. So I'm just going to add some of these Pop Dots. Okay, so I'm going to have this sit about, again going at an angle just to work with the rest of the card, about there. And then my thoughts are that we'd have the butterfly here, and then what we'd have is our smile going across there. I think that's going to look really nice. So to adhere this butterfly, what I'm going to use is just these little dots. And I'm going to put it right in the center. And I'm just going to, I think I'm going to have him go a little bit this way, and I'm going to bring in my smile so I can make sure that I like the look of it. And you can just kind of play around with it and move your butterfly to be in the exact spot you would like. Let's see, I think I like that there. And then you can just bring up the wings a little bit and just kind of shape it with your fingers so it has a little bit of curl to it. There we are. And now for the smile sentiment, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the ends of the word, and then I'm just going to adhere down this MIL in the middle. So again, I'm going to use the matte medium. There. So now we're going to flip this over, and we're going to make sure that we like where it is. I definitely like where that is, and I realize that this pop dot is going to have to come off the edge of the E. There we go. And just move it so it's nice and straight. And then I'm just going to hold down where I put that matte medium just so that it helps to adhere there. And I'll just rub it a little bit. So yeah, that's the card. Thanks for joining me for this 5th card. Again, I love how simple this card is, but it's so effective with the multicolored brads layering, the multi die cuts layered. I think it looks good. The pop-up of the butterfly, a little bit of a ribbon. I really like how this card goes together and how it looks. You can make different types of these types of cards by changing the sentiment or stamping a sentiment, changing your image such as the butterfly. There's so many ways you can change up this card. So I hope you enjoyed this card, and will stay tuned for the last card in the card kit series. You can always check me out on Kellyscards.ca, and thank you for stopping by.